So, 25 games of Christmas, day number 12. Here we are, a party game of party games. This one plays 8 people. Need not say it. This is Spyfall. It's one of the best party games out there. It's very simple. All you need is in this box. It's a deck of cards. It's like 40-something decks of cards, 8 cards in each. One of those cards says spy. The rest of them have a location with different places on it. Your goal is to try to figure out who's the spy. The spy's goal is to figure out where you are all located. It's that simple. Here's how it works. You ask one question, someone answers it. They then ask someone else a question, and you're doing this just vague enough to where people don't know where you are if they're the spy, and where the people who aren't the spy know that you know what you're talking about. So it's really silly. So if you say, so do you wear parkas here? And you're on the submarine, they're obviously gonna know you're the spy. But if you say things like, how do you feel about your job? And then they start answering based on the character that they have on their card, it's incredible. It's one of the most fun games ever. It gives you a chance to really get to know people by asking them these silly questions. I've never had a game of this where it doesn't just involve just pouring out of laughter the entire time. People are just laughing and having a good time because of the silliness. And it lets you and your friends create the comedy versus it force feeding it to you. Some of these silly, Target's got that section of adult games that try to force the comedy on you by, hey, here's some dirty things you're supposed to say. Isn't this hilarious? No, of course not. The humor is when your group gets to make the fun and have a good time doing it. And so the Spyfall, you naturally have to ask these questions that sound mundane, that sound silly, but you have to answer in a way for the game to work. And so it puts you on this just weird situation where you're like, well, what do I do? Do I answer this way, or do I say this? Is this too obvious? Is it not obvious enough to ask this question? It's such a fun game. It's hilarious. It's one of the most fun games out there, Spyfall. There's a sequel coming like now, I think, pretty soon, which will be 2 spies. So make sure you check out Spyfall by Cryptozoic. It is just so much fun. So until next time, I'll see you. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to follow the channel, and tweet these out, subscribe, send them out to people, because we're counting down. We're almost halfway. This will be the halfway point, I believe, right now or something like that. So see you tomorrow. So here's the tag at the end of the video. You're saying, Brian, I've already finished the review. No. This is the end of the video. This is the part where I tell you about my channel and Twitter. I'd love for you to follow us on Twitter at TheLatestRetro. See, I did that with my hands, assuming there's going to be a Twitter bar right here. TheLatestRetro on Twitter. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Twitter and Instagram, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. I don't think I have an Instagram set up yet, but follow us on Twitter at TheLatestRetro. Also, follow us on here. If you're just watching this video and you're not subscribed, please click subscribe. We'd love to have you on this channel watching and following the videos. We try to make these videos fun, try to make them funny. This one's going to be a little bit more straightforward, no silly intros or anything like that, but enjoy and follow and subscribe. 25 games of Christmas.